Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about a journey. Every one of us will face a journey from struggle to success. Now, this isn't just a feel-good story, this is a blueprint. It's about understanding that struggle isn't the enemy, it's the teacher. You see, most people think struggle means failure or weakness, but the truth is, struggle is the foundation of success. Every great achievement was built on the back of trials, hardships, and moments when giving up seemed easier than pressing on. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is mindset. When you shift your mindset, you see struggle for what it really is, an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to develop strength you never knew you had. This mindset shift unlocks hidden potential. It's like the difference between a seed lying dormant in the dirt and a mighty tree breaking through the soil toward the sun. But mindset alone isn't enough. You must bring faith into the mix. Faith in yourself, faith in your purpose, and faith in the process. Faith and perseverance become your greatest business partners. They keep you working when results are slow, when the voices of doubt are loudest. Now, here's something most people overlook: failure is your best teacher. Every time you fall, you gather information. You learn what doesn't work, and you get one step closer to what will work. If you fear failure, you'll never learn. But if you embrace failure as part of your education, success becomes inevitable. Success is a process, not a one-time event. It requires patience and consistency. It's the daily decisions, the small wins, and the steady effort that compound into greatness. Embrace your struggles, learn from them. Let your mindset, faith, and persistence guide you. Your success story is already being written, and it's going to be remarkable. When we talk about struggle, most people immediately think of it as something negative, a barrier standing in the way of their dreams. They see struggle as something to avoid, to escape, or to get past as quickly as possible. But what if I told you that struggle isn't your enemy? What if I told you that struggle is actually the foundation upon which every success is built? Think about it for a moment. Nothing of true value comes without effort, without challenge, without sacrifice. The richest soil produces the strongest crops, and the harshest training produces the greatest athletes. Struggle is that rich soil for your character, your skills, and your eventual success. In business, in life, in personal growth, every single success story has a backstory full of struggle. It's not a coincidence or bad luck that many of the world's most successful people faced huge challenges. What set them apart wasn't that they avoided struggle, it's that they embraced it. They saw struggle as a necessary part of the process. Why is this so important? Because when you understand struggle as a foundation, your entire approach to life changes. You stop running from problems or setbacks. You stop being discouraged when things get tough. Instead, you begin to welcome those challenges because you know they're shaping you. They're building your strength, your resilience, and your wisdom. Struggle tests your commitment. It separates those who want success just for the reward from those who are truly ready to earn it. When you face struggle, you learn about your real level of dedication. You find out what you're willing to endure and what you're willing to fight for. And that's critical because success isn't a gift, it's earned. There's a story about a man who wanted to build a successful business. At first, he tried to skip the hard parts. He wanted the quick wins, the easy sales, the fast money. But every time he tried to avoid struggle, his efforts fell flat. It wasn't until he stopped fearing failure and started embracing every struggle, the late nights, the rejections, the doubts, that things began to change. That's when he began to build something real, something that lasted. This principle applies not just to business, but to every area of life. If you want to grow stronger, you need resistance. Just like lifting weights, the muscles only grow when they're pushed and challenged. Your character grows in the same way. Your discipline grows when you're tested. Your faith grows when the path gets dark. So next time you face a struggle, don't view it as a sign that you're on the wrong path or that you're not good enough. Instead, see it as a signal that you're in the process of growing something valuable, something worthy. Struggle is a sign that you're being stretched, that your future success is taking shape. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Gold is purified by fire, and you are being prepared by your struggles. They are not obstacles to your success, they are the foundation. If you embrace this truth, your mindset shifts from fear to power, from frustration to motivation. You no longer ask, why me? But rather, what am I learning? How am I growing? And with that shift, everything changes. So, embrace your struggles, welcome them, lean into them. Because they're doing something incredible, they're laying the groundwork for your success. And when success comes, it will be all the sweeter because you earned it through your struggle. One of the most powerful forces in your journey from struggle to success is your mindset. The way you think about your challenges, your obstacles, and even yourself will determine how far you go. You see, when hardship comes, and it will come, it's not the hardship itself that decides your fate. It's your mindset that unlocks the door to your hidden potential. Most people face hardship and immediately see it through a lens of limitation. They think, this is too hard, or I'm not strong enough, or I'm not smart enough. This way of thinking shuts down possibilities before they even begin. It locks you into a place of fear, doubt, and defeat. But there's another way, and this other way is a mindset shift, a conscious decision to see hardship not as a dead end, but as a stepping stone. When you shift your mindset, you begin to understand that hardship is an invitation to grow, to develop skills, and to discover strengths you didn't even know you had. It's in these moments of struggle that your hidden potential is waiting to be unlocked. It's like a muscle that has been dormant and is only activated when challenged. When you encounter resistance, it forces you to adapt. It forces you to learn new strategies, to innovate, to get creative. Without resistance, there is no growth. The same way a tree needs wind to strengthen its roots, you need challenges to deepen your resilience and sharpen your abilities. This mindset shift is not automatic. It's something you have to cultivate intentionally. It begins with awareness, recognizing the thoughts that limit you and choosing to replace them with empowering beliefs. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, how can I do this? Instead of, why is this happening to me? Ask, what can I learn from this? The great thing about this mindset shift is that it doesn't just change your attitude, it changes your results. When you see hardship as a chance to unlock your potential, you become more persistent. You become more creative. You start looking for solutions rather than dwelling on problems. This is the difference between people who quit and people who win. Let me give you a real-world example. Many successful entrepreneurs will tell you that their biggest breakthroughs came after their biggest failures. Why? Because they changed their mindset. Instead of seeing failure as the end of the road, they saw it as feedback, valuable information to help them improve. They shifted from a mindset of defeat to a mindset of growth, and that shift unlocked a level of creativity and perseverance they didn't know they had. This is why mindset matters so much. It's the key to unlocking your hidden potential during times of hardship. When you adopt this way of thinking, you don't just survive challenges, you thrive through them. Another powerful aspect of this mindset shift is its effect on your confidence. When you recognize that hardship is a natural part of growth and that it's actually activating your potential, you begin to trust yourself more. You develop faith in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. This confidence fuels even greater efforts and leads to bigger wins. The truth is this: your struggles don't define you, your mindset does. When you change how you think about your struggles, you change your entire life. You unlock doors that were previously closed, you tap into strengths that were hidden beneath doubt and fear. So I challenge you today to take control of your mindset, make the conscious choice to see hardship as an opportunity, to see struggle as the key that unlocks your true potential. When you do this, you won't just overcome your challenges, you'll use them as a launching pad for success. It's not about what happens to you, but how you respond that shapes your future. And when you shift your mindset, you unlock a power inside you that no struggle can take away. Your hidden potential is waiting. All you have to do is change the way you think and watch it come alive. When you're on the road from struggle to success, there are two partners you absolutely must have by your side: faith and perseverance. These aren't just nice-to-haves or optional traits. They are your greatest business partners, your most valuable assets, and the forces that will carry you through when everything else feels impossible. Let me start with faith. Now, faith isn't just about religion or spirituality, though it can be. Faith, at its core, is belief in yourself, belief in your vision, belief in your purpose, and belief in the process. It's that inner certainty that no matter what happens on the outside, the outcome you desire is possible. Faith gives you the strength to keep moving forward when the path is unclear and the results haven't yet shown up. You see, many people start businesses or pursue dreams with excitement and energy, but when things get tough, when the money is tight, when the setbacks come, they lose faith. And when faith is lost, the whole journey becomes harder, sometimes impossible. Without faith, fear and doubt fill the vacuum. You begin to question yourself, your ideas, and whether you're even on the right path. But here's the thing: faith is not just passive hope. It's active trust. It's deciding to take the next step, even when you don't have all the answers. It's putting in the work, day after day, believing that the breakthrough is coming. That's the kind of faith that moves mountains. Now, faith alone isn't enough. You also need perseverance. Perseverance is the grit, the tenacity, the refusal to quit no matter how many times you get knocked down. Perseverance is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's what turns setbacks into comebacks. In business and in life, you will face obstacles, financial difficulties, rejections, failures, and moments when giving up feels like the easiest choice. But perseverance is the choice to keep going regardless. It's the decision to show up every day and do the work, even when motivation fades, even when you don't see progress. Faith and perseverance work hand in hand. Faith is the belief that fuels you. Perseverance is the action that pushes you forward. Without faith, perseverance becomes hard to sustain because you lose hope. Without perseverance, faith becomes meaningless because belief without action doesn't produce results. Think about some of the greatest success stories you know. Behind every triumph, you will find faith and perseverance. These are the invisible engines driving success behind the scenes. Let me give you an example. Consider an entrepreneur who launched a business but faced repeated rejection from investors. Without faith, they might have given up at the first no. Without perseverance, they wouldn't have continued refining their product, improving their pitch, and trying again and again. But because they held on to faith in their vision and persevered through rejection, they eventually found the right partners and built a successful company. Faith and perseverance don't guarantee immediate success, they guarantee that you will keep moving forward. And moving forward is the only way to win. This means that no matter where you are right now, whether you're struggling to get started or you're in the middle of a tough season, you must nurture these two partners. Build your faith by reminding yourself of your why, surrounding yourself with positive influences, and celebrating small wins. Strengthen your perseverance by setting daily goals, staying disciplined, and refusing to let temporary setbacks dictate your future. The journey from struggle to success is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage, endurance, and unwavering belief. But when you embrace faith and perseverance as your business partners, you're no longer alone in the fight. They will carry you through the storms, help you push past limits, and bring you closer to the success you seek. Faith and perseverance aren't just qualities, they are your greatest allies. Treat them well, invest in them daily, and watch as they transform your struggles into stepping stones for success. Failure, it's a word that strikes fear into the hearts of many. From an early age, we are conditioned to avoid failure at all costs to succeed, to be perfect, to never make mistakes. But what if I told you that failure is not the enemy? What if I told you that failure, when understood correctly, is one of the greatest teachers on your path to success? In fact, learning from failure is far more valuable than simply trying to avoid failure. The reality is, failure is inevitable. If you're trying something new, if you're stepping outside your comfort zone, if you're chasing big dreams, you will fail. The difference is how you respond to failure that makes all the difference. People who avoid failure often avoid growth, avoid risk, and ultimately avoid success. Those who learn from failure, however, turn every setback into a stepping stone. You see, failure provides feedback, honest, unfiltered feedback. It shows you what didn't work, what needs improvement, and where you need to change your approach. When you embrace failure as feedback, you remove the emotional charge that makes it so painful. Instead of feeling defeated, you become curious. You ask, what can this failure teach me? How can I do better next time? This mindset change is critical, because when you start to see failure as a learning opportunity, you unlock a whole new level of growth. Each failure becomes a lesson that builds your experience and sharpens your skills. And with each lesson, you get closer to your goal. Many of the world's most successful people are not successful because they never failed. They're successful because they failed often and learned from those failures. Thomas Edison famously said that he didn't fail 0 times inventing the light bulb. He found 10 ways that didn't work. That's the kind of mindset that separates winners from quitters. Learning from failure also builds resilience. When you fail and then get back up, you become stronger, you develop grit. You prove to yourself that failure is not the end, it's just a part of the process. This resilience is what keeps you moving forward when the road gets tough. Avoiding failure, on the other hand, keeps you stuck. It keeps you playing it safe and never reaching your full potential. It creates a fear of risk that limits your opportunities. The truth is, if you want to grow, you have to fail. You have to push boundaries. You have to try things that might not work. But here's the key: failing is not enough. The value comes from learning. Without learning, failure is just disappointment. With learning, failure becomes a powerful teacher. So how do you make sure you learn from failure? Start by reflecting on every setback. Ask yourself what went wrong and why. Identify the lessons, then make a plan to apply those lessons going forward. Share what you learn with others, and don't be afraid to fail again, because every failure brings you closer to success. If you want to move from struggle to success, you must embrace failure as part of your education. You must see it as a necessary and valuable step, not a sign to quit. When you do, you transform failure from a roadblock into a launch pad. Success is not about never failing. It's about learning so much from failure that it becomes your greatest advantage. Failure is the gym where your success muscles are built. So welcome failure, learn from it, and keep pushing forward. Success is often portrayed as a destination, that one big moment when everything suddenly falls into place and you become who you've always wanted to be. But the truth is, success is not a single event. It's a process, a journey made up of countless small steps, daily decisions, and consistent effort. And within this process, two qualities stand out as absolutely essential: patience and consistency. Patience is the ability to endure the wait. It's the understanding that real, lasting success doesn't happen overnight. Many people give up too soon because they expect quick results. They want the rewards without the work. But life doesn't work that way. Whether you're building a business, developing a skill, or changing a habit, success requires time. Think about planting a seed. You don't dig it up every day to see if it's grown. You water it, you give it sunlight, and you wait patiently for it to sprout. You trust the process, knowing that growth is happening beneath the surface, even if you can't see it yet. Success works the same way, but patience alone is not enough. Consistency, showing up day after day, putting in the work regardless of how you feel, is what turns potential into results. Consistency is what builds momentum. It's what keeps your progress moving forward, even when motivation fades or obstacles appear. Without consistency, even the best ideas and plans fail. You can have the greatest vision in the world, but if you don't take consistent action, that vision remains just a dream. Consistency is the bridge between your goals and your achievements. When you combine patience with consistency, you create unstoppable momentum. You develop habits that support your success. You build trust in yourself, and over time, the compound effect of your small daily efforts becomes extraordinary results. Let me share a story to illustrate this. There was a young man who dreamed of becoming a successful musician. He practiced his instrument for just 20 minutes a day. Some might say that's not much, but he did it every single day, no excuses, no breaks. For years, he stayed consistent. It wasn't flashy or dramatic, but over time, those 20 minutes turned into mastery. His patience and consistency allowed him to rise above the competition and achieve his dream. This principle applies to business, fitness, education, relationships, everything in life. Consistency over time shapes who you become and what you accomplish. It's the quiet work behind the scenes that builds a legacy. Now, patience can be difficult because we live in a world of instant gratification. We want fast results, quick fixes, and immediate validation. But real success demands that you slow down and trust the process. It means understanding that setbacks and delays are not they're part of the journey. Consistency can be challenging because life gets busy and motivation ebbs and flows. But discipline is what keeps you going when motivation is gone. Discipline is choosing to show up even on the hard days, even when you don't feel like it. If you want to go from struggle to success, embrace the process. Be patient with yourself and with your journey. Commit to consistent action, no matter how small it seems, because it is through patience and consistency that your efforts multiply and your dreams become reality. Success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. The race isn't won by the fastest, but by those who keep running. So keep going, stay patient, stay consistent. Your success is on the other side of persistence. As we've journeyed through the truths about struggle and success, remember this: your struggles are not your enemies, they are the foundation of your greatness. The mindset you choose during hardship unlocks potential you didn't know you had. Faith and perseverance aren't just ideas, they are your closest allies on this journey. Failure is not a dead end, but a powerful teacher guiding you forward. And above all, success is a process that rewards patience and consistency more than anything else. So when life pushes you down, don't just get back up, rise with new wisdom, renewed faith, and unbreakable resolve. Keep moving forward daily, trusting that every small step is building your future. Your struggle today is shaping the success story you'll tell tomorrow. The road from struggle to success isn't easy. It's meant to test you, teach you, and transform you. But if you embrace the process with courage and discipline, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Now go out there and own your journey, turn your struggles into stepping stones, unlock your hidden potential, and never stop believing in your success, because your breakthrough is on the horizon, and it's coming for those who refuse to quit.
Thank you.